Right across the street from Buffalo Trace is Jay Mattingly.
Jay Mattingly. We've had one bottle, which has not been on our review board as of this point.
Not yet, but by the time this comes up, maybe it is.
Well, guys, welcome to Jay Mattingly, 1845. Where you from, by the way?
Union, Kentucky.
Union, okay.
So,
fellow hillbillies, welcome aboard.
North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Just north of Statesville.
You guys are still hillbillies too.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I was born and raised in Kentucky, so yes.
Oh, okay. Well, guys, the John Mattingly started a distillery in Louisville, Kentucky in 1845. He was the second distillery in the state to pay taxes. He had a little niece named Margie Mattingly that a couple generations broke off to make Maker's Mark. And Jeff was a fifth generation Mattingly. He started a business, Georgetown, Kentucky. You guys know where that's at.
Mm-hmm.
And 2010, he grew. He started about half the size of this room. Started with a few barrels and just a big party hub. They grew, had Jeff's personality. And we moved here November last year, November 1st. Been here almost a year. So we'll start to break new ground here. You guys been on many bourbon trails and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's my first.
Oh, well, it's your first one?
My first.
You know what
My first today.
Yeah.
Second today.
Yeah. We're just across the street, so.
Oh, you were at the
Walt Disney?
Disneyland of distilleries.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1792.
Stay in the dotted line.
Well, guys, I'm still going to give you information that this young man hadn't heard much. But this is our Bourbon 30, 90 proof, 75 corn, 21 rye, and 4% malted barley. Just a little history, won't take very long. The barrels are made of American white oak, but I also address this point. Why do they have so many different flavors? People think, well, there are no different places in the White House. I'm thinking about the Lexington. in the warehouses over here, the rick houses, they store them at the top where it's hot. It changes the flavor of your bourbons. The cooler areas downstairs change the flavor of your bourbon. But these trees are also grown anywhere from the Ozark, Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio, Tennessee. So they're in different soils, different climates. That's why you really get different flavors out of the barrels. The barrels are made of American white oak, approximately 33 staves, they'll tell you. Give or take one or two, depends on the size of the staves. Held together by these metal rings only, not one nail, one drop of glue in these barrels. Take you back a few years, about 1950 in Louisville, Kentucky, my dad was a cooper, used to make these barrels, hand make them. And during that time, they didn't have all the equipment they had nowadays.
Yeah.
So there's a little more work involved in this. When they're full, they're 53 gallons. And just remember this, when we get a barrel, it's anywhere from like 43 gallons to 38 gallons. It's already evaporated, probably 10 gallons or more. But when there's so many of these barrels, what do they do with them when they finish with them?
Can't use them again unless you sell them to somebody else that wants to.
That's it, and that's what they do. They send them across the states, use wines and different liquors and stuff. But they'll also ship these barrels overseas. They'll send them to Scotland to make Johnny Walker. And Scotland will send the same barrels to Mexico to make Don Julio. And Don will send the same barrels to the Caribbean to make Captain Morgan's Spice Rum. So they last approximately 80 years.
Full life cycle.
We do something different with our barrels. I'm going to explain that to you guys. But first, I'm going to start. I'm going to drop that right there first. And I'm going to start with this Bourbon 30 100 proof. Now, out of these two right here,
that drink's hot.
You're going to get two totally different tastes, two totally different flavors. And it's not one that's just been watered down from 100 to 90. People think, well, that's what it is, watered down. Not here. And I'm going to explain that to you. Probably 75% of the people prefer the 100 over the 90. I think the 90 may have just a little more flavor to it, but they prefer the 100 because it's extremely smooth for 100 proof bourbon. You can find something this good in the liquor store, you've done well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And guys, this is what
we do
here.
Big difference.
As you get older, it's harder to bend over. I don't know why that is.
But it is.
Yeah, it does. It hurts a little bit more. we finish with our barrels. We keep them. We don't get rid of any of our barrels. Now we'll sell a barrel every now and then, but we'll keep the barrels. We'll take them downstairs, take them apart, remove the metal, take the staves out, clean, sand the staves, get them ready, cut them in smaller pieces, rechar these. Sometimes a light char, sometimes a heavy char, alligator char. Stand our barrels up on the end, put another hole in the top, another bung in the top. We'll take the recharged staves, which I told you the barrel is 43 to 38 gallons, and we'll drop anywhere from 10 to 70 of these things right down to the bourbon. We'll fill the barrel up. Some of them are so full, you can't even hardly get a whiskey deep down full. And we seal the barrel up after that, stand it and let it stand for 30 days, 6 months, sometimes longer. Wait for our bourbon to change the flavor of it. Then we start making our blends. I'm going to give you a really good example of this one here. This is the double stay. This has only been out for like a month. And we're selling this stuff quick. The guy, Jim Murray, that wrote the Whiskey Bible, came in and graded this, give us a score of a 96. He said somehow we've taken a 6-year bourbon and make it taste like an 18-year-old bourbon. So far, I've had 90% of people like this one. Just has a really good 119 proof bourbon that doesn't drink like 119 proof bourbon. A lot of flavor to it. So, what kind of grade do we get on the bourbon 30, 90 proof, 100 proof?
The 100 is, to me, is better.
Yeah, the 100 for me is better too. Well, it's got a bit more spice to it. It got a longer lasting finish.
Yeah.
And the age comes through, that oak comes through heavier. So are all of these done with staves in the barrels?
Everything.
Everything's done with staves in barrels.
Everything you'll get here has some. Some may have just a few. Some will have a lot.
Okay.
Because it just enhances the flavor. Of the
We'll say they drink a little hotter than their proof, each one of them. I'd say the 90 drinks closer to 100 and the 100 drinks closer to 110.
And yeah, you'll find that on the table because everything else on the table is all barrel strength. It's pulled right out of there just like that. No water's added to it. If we go downstairs today, make a blend, all of us go down there, we say we take 7 barrels and make a blend. It's really good today. So what's today, Saturday? So we say we're going to come back Monday and put it in the bottle. When we come back Monday, pull the same blend out of the same barrels, and it's terrible. It changes. It can change that quick. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. They think, well, it will be in there like that. No, it won't. It can be through. I'll tell you 2 days. Our blender will tell you 1 day or less. So that's what I found. I'm learning too, like with you. So. Now this one is a rye whiskey. Anybody like rye whiskeys? Well, praise the Lord. I tell you, 90% of the people really don't care for the rye.
It's because they're scared of it most of the time.
I think they are. I think they're afraid of it because that rye tends to bite a little bit. Most rye whiskeys I don't like because to be a rye whiskey, you don't have to be 2 years old. You guys already know all this stuff. But this was aged between 4.5, 6.5 years. It is barrel strength.
Right.
Actually, our blender, Aaron made this for himself. He's actually was a college professor taught in Abbey to get that make bourbon. I said, you are a pretty smart fellow. But I tease him because he's from Wisconsin. I said, it's not your fault. You was born there, and I don't blame you.
Yeah, that's okay. But if he can bring you back some Spotted Cow beer,
yeah,
make sure he does.
I've had some of that before.
That's
pretty
good stuff. Only sold in Wisconsin. I usually truck back a pickup truck load of it when I go up. All my neighbors want it too.
My son gave me, of course, I'm not a big beer drinker. I like beer when it's ice cold. If it's not ice cold,
it's not good.
It's just horrible. But he gave me a beer the other day. The name of it was Cougar Bait. I said Cougar Bait.
No, those are trying to walk away from you.
Yeah, that's what's called strong.
Yeah, got its own legs.
This is just a well-made rye. 4.5, 6.5 years old, barrel strength, a lot of flavor in this one. And if you're a rye drinker, usually probably
116 proof.
Rye proofers here.
This is our Riley Road rye. We got real creative.
Nice nose.
That's Riley Road out in front of us out there.
Got a sweetness.
Yeah, like a really heavy sweetness.
Like 2 years ago would be bourbon, but in
It don't hit at 116.
Every time we go to taste something, bourbon's okay.
No, it doesn't.
But it's something new. Before,
Like I said, I don't know if it's just that
It's got the least oak impact of anything we've had so
Yeah.
far.
So far, yeah.
I told him it's old. We're getting old.
This drink's super light.
Oh, well,
More spice.
yeah.
Almost
Mine
flavorless.
definitely are.
Yeah.
Especially working
Not a big
here,
fan
you
of this
just, and I tell people, and they look at me. At this distillery, because we can do this, we make 20 to 30 small batches here every month. Every one of them's different. We send hotels, restaurants, resorts, liquor stores. People will come in from Ohio, Tennessee, Kentucky, Texas, and make a blend, and we'll ship it back to them, or they'll take it with them. And we make so many of those, and they're all different. They all have different flavors to it, you know, and accumulate a lot of flavors out of the barrel. So what about that one, guys? Did you like that rye?
It was pretty good. It's
It's 116 proof rye. So
yeah,
it's-
but it don't drink.
does
It don't
not
drink at
drink.
116.
That drink's very light. Incredibly light, actually.
Not that that's a bad thing, but
Yeah.
Now, normally when I get a rye drinker, they usually like this one too. That's our open doors. Heavy charcoal barrels like alligator char. We added more staves to it, and for about 2 weeks when the guys came to work, they rode them across warehouse floor.
stir
And
it.
they do that because they're experimenting. They want just different flavors and different tastes. And you wouldn't think you could get that many, but you really can. And this is going to maybe give you a little cherry taste in here, the sweet, really taste in the back. A lot of flavor in this one. And I tell my beginners, you know, these are not beginner bourbon. I tell my beginners they should possibly get your Kentucky Hug from this one. It's possible.
What's our proof on this one?
It's only 122.
122.
All right. Hey, we like them hot.
We like them hot.
I want them as close to 140 as I can get them.
I got to go light though because I'm driving and I've already been across the road.
yeah.
Yeah, if you
that is
if you like the
cherry.
high proof, this is the right place. We got some stuff in here that's very high proof.
Almost snorted that one. That'll
The
open your
cherry
sinuses
note
up.
is there. There's a lot of cherry on the nose.
Very sweet.
Yeah, I told the lady up front I went to visit. Of course, I grew up in. Of course, all the distilleries are right here in this area. That's because years ago they didn't have a way to purify the water. This is all the limestone area. And this is why you have all these distilleries here. I grew up here. Went to visit the old house I grew up in. You know, nostalgia.
Mm-hmm.
So I go knock on the door and I say, man and woman come to the door and say, I don't want to bother you guys. My name is Rick. Used to live in this house. Knew all the neighborhood kids and everything. Said, if you don't mind, I'd just like to take a look around. That woman steps back and looks at me and said, if you don't leave, I'm going to call the police on you. Slammed the door right in my face. I tell you what, mom and dad can be so mean sometimes. Y'all was waiting for that, wasn't you? I could tell you were waiting for that.
I don't know about that one.
Now, guys, the next one is a light
bland.
whiskey.
Comes through like.
Y'all ever had a light whiskey?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't look all that light
Doesn't
to
look
me.
light.
Well, it's called light whiskey. I tell people because I've had a few ladies ask me, is it a diet whiskey? I said, no, it's not a diet
I was
whiskey.
gonna say Mick Ultra.
No, not a diet whiskey, but if you drink enough of it, it will make you lean. I promise you that. Call it a light whiskey because it's made in used bourbon barrels.
Okay.
New bourbon has to be a brand new barrel, at least 51% corn.
Yep.
Made in used bourbon barrels. This is about 9 years old. We heavily stayed these. Even though it's still kind of light color, we put a lot more charcoal into it because it's made in used barrel. It is 99% corn, 1% malted barley. And I tell people it's not going to taste like a bourbon, not going to taste like a rye. It's going to give you something totally different. And this is our Squirrel Hog. He's a Green Bay Packer fan because there's a big chunk of cheese on top of his head there. I got one of these bottles.
130.
Yeah, I got one of these bottles myself.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And if these things are, of course, you already know you've had like, if they're made just right, they are so good. And if they're
Really
not
oaky.
made just right,
I'm not
they're
gonna-
Really,
so
really,
right.
really oaky.
It's all I'm getting.
Yeah.
130.
130.
I'm not smelling the proof on it. You must be getting it. Bitter.
Just hit the back of my throat weird.
It doesn't drink anywhere close to 130. Not for me, anyway. I'd put it
That one's not for me.
So what do you
I
think
put it-
about that light?
barely over 100. Just doesn't drink at the proof for me.
That one's not for me.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm thinking, but
We've got one barrel downstairs now, and it's better than this one here. This is good, but it's just
It's a little malty.
mhm.
Oak really comes through on the nose, not so much on the palate.
Yeah, I get more on the front of the tongue than I do on the back, where you normally get that
Yeah.
oak from.
Yeah, this one now. If you don't know, the light whiskey is going to a barrel 140 proof, and just like the bourbons, which sometimes bourbon goes to 125.
125.
Sometimes it will proof up higher, but most time it will proof down. This is the same way.
Yeah.
But if you catch these just right, they're just so sweet. And with a little ginger ale, it's kind of dangerous because you will realize you're drinking
Okay.
something 120 proof. So you guys gave them back to me.
Yeah, we gave
Yeah.
those back.
We'll just pour them back in the bottle.
There you go.
I don't do that, guys. But you know what we do here? We walk around and they'll walk up here and hand me a glass. Everybody drinks out of it. Nobody ever gets sick. We taste it. I say it's good, but it needs something else up front. You know, if they can get 6 or 8 guys to say they like it, you guys are gonna like it too. But you know that's the trick. It's not really high tech, but I don't know any better way to determine
Right.
is how many people's gonna like it. If all 4 of you guys like a bourbon, there's a really good chance 90% of the public's gonna like it too.
we do A/B tastings all the time. Our goal is to find the best bourbon for the cheapest price.
And that's, I tell everybody that. I said, your best bourbon is the one you like. I don't care if it's the cheapest in the store.
Yeah.
Especially in Kentucky, go get some of these off names. Sometimes they're really good. And if they're really good, when you come back, they won't be $17 anymore. They'll be
Yes.
40.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's exactly what happened with Henry McKenna 10-year. It was a great bourbon at $25. It is not so great at $75.
Well, even the hype at Disneyland over there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah.
is it really that?
I mean,
great?
for them, I
it
pick
is
up
It's
great,
I pick up
fantastic.
Ancient Age. It's an age at
we
least 3 years.
rely-
It's Mash Bill 1. It's the same thing as Buffalo Trace. It's the same thing as bourbon or as
Blanton's.
Blanton's.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
and it's $28 for a half gallon.
we
So what used to be a half gallon, now it's something else. But
we
Family
have people all
sized.
the time ask, "Oh, Canadian Blanton's, you're in Kentucky." No, you probably have a better chance getting it than we do. Because,
Yeah.
And if we can find it, it's going to be anywhere between $150 $200 a bottle for this.
Yeah.
It shouldn't even be $70.
Right.
Honestly, what they're selling it for.
well,
now,
and
but-
the other thing is it's a single barrel, and anytime you got a single barrel, you're going to have variations in it. It's going to happen. We have a channel, a YouTube channel that we do. That's why we're filming right now. But we just did a Blanton's, and we know we're going to get a lot of hate on it. It just published.
We already
So,
did get some.
Yeah, we already got some hate on it because it just wasn't good. That barrel wasn't good.
But we just tried one across the road, and I loved it.
And today's was good.
the hype that they put out there
It's not there.
is why people think it's the best.
And I didn't know anything about you guys until I picked up a bottle at a package store in Knoxville, Tennessee, or Kingsport, Tennessee, that you guys did for them, and love it.
Very good bottle.
Just love it. And then found out you were right across the road, so we stopped over.
Well, you guys may like this one here. That's the one I was telling you about, the double stage. So far, I've had probably 85, 90% of the people like this one. I don't know what you're going to taste in this one, but I taste a little chocolatey taste, but it's really good. Really good flavor in there. I don't like it when people don't like me. I get real upset. 'Cause that's why I spent 36 years in law enforcement.
There you
I
go.
hate it when people don't.
We don't-
It bothers me so much.
We don't mind as long as they make comments, whether they're good or bad. It doesn't matter. It just helps us out.
Well, we were laughing. We were at another distillery the other day, and during the tasting, the girl was leading people.
Mm.
Do you taste this?
Right.
And everybody's
Yeah.
just sitting there shaking their
Yeah.
head, and I'm like,
No, you don't.
I was like, these people.
It's like when you take a sip
so
of water and somebody
influenced.
screams watermelon from across the room. You might taste
Yeah,
watermelon.
right.
Well, like I said, that's what she kept saying. She kept
That's what-
meeting people,
That's
and
why
everybody's just
I can't
nodding
tell you
their
what you're
head.
gonna. That's what I told you with this one. Of course, I've tasted
Very
it, so
rich.
I
Yeah.
can tell you what I taste, but with this one, I have no idea what
Significant
you're
oak,
gonna taste.
but
I know
all those staves, that'll happen.
you guys got children, grandkids, and stuff. And I got a little granddaughter, 11 years old. If you're familiar with this area, I took her to. We was driving through Lawrenceburg. He camped. Great place. Saw his sign on the barn that said zoo.
Very, very dry.
So she wanted to stop at the zoo. So I said, honey, I'm not stopping in Lawrenceburg. There's no zoo.
Malted barley, probably. Oh yeah,
But she badgers me and badgers
Very,
me.
very,
so
very
I love
dry.
her. So
Malted
I
barley.
stopped and give the man my $5. So I walked inside this little barn that had zoo on there, and they had one exhibit in the whole zoo. It was a shit zoo.
He's a dad for sure. He got the dad jokes.
Oh, man.
Now, guys, we're at the end here, and I'm going to give you a choice. This is our military bottle. It's a rye, a very good rye. It has a good flavor to it to me. When we make the military bottles, we take a portion of the money off top, give to the wounded warriors or
That's
canine
great.
dogs or
That's
service
great.
animals and stuff. Has the same blend, 95% rye, 5% malted barley. This one is a single barrel. It's 128 proof, so it's right out of the single barrel. It's going to give you a lot of flavor in this. And this also is a single barrel that's been proofed down to 104 proof. We have about 8 or 10 bottles of this stuff left over here. You tell me which one you want. I'm not going to tell you what you're going to taste.
You take that
really
one.
don't
I'll
know.
take that one.
I mean, they put out those flavor wheels.
Take one, I'll take the other one.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's it.
And you know,
I'll take that one.
You want the rye?
And
Yes,
I'll
sir.
take that one.
Okay.
And we'll taste from each other.
There you go. I'll give you that.
Thank you.
That way I'm not breaking law. I'll give you 7.
well, it's like half the things on that flavor wheel I've never tasted. So how would I know?
118
I can
proof.
tell you this 128
On a
proof.
small batch rye 95.5 called Warriors Kiss.
I'll take one of those, and he'll take a rye.
I want the 104 or 128?
I want what's in your hand.
That's 128.
Yes. I've been instructed that that's what I want.
You want the rye?
Yes, please, sir.
And,
Lime.
I tell everybody, of course, I love my wife. She's a
Lime and oak.
wonderful
Oh,
person.
And
But she's
that's
got
pretty good.
bright red hair. When I married her, she had bright red hair.
That's
She'd
really.
always straighten it
That's
out.
a strange nose.
And
It's
she has
a little
real
herbal.
tight packed curls.
You're a little
in her hair.
grassy.
And I remember after I got married 22 years ago, after I married her and woke up the next morning and her hair wasn't straight anymore, it was just so curly and so bright red, I said, oh my God, I'm laying next to Ronald McDonald here.
Apparently, you did not say that out loud. Because you were
See?
so married.
I just got married.
Pretty good. What do you think of that one?
Wow, you can't say that you're in a mood.
So this
it's
is-
just your personality.
This has a lot of malted barley on it for
Mhm.
me.
That's why I got the sweetness on it.
Yeah.
That was actually pretty good.
Lime and oak.
I didn't get so much lime on it. I get the
You
oak
get
for
on the
sure.
nose?
Yeah, I do get it on the nose. I just don't get it on the palate.
So guys, what do you think? Decent?
That
Yeah.
rye is really nice.
That's really good.
That's very nice.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, our some of our combat vets, we have a lot of combat vets coming.
Mm-hmm.
We had one weekend, we
Drink
had
your water.
like 250, not all at one time, they come in different groups.
Mm-hmm.
But they come in and they'll go downstairs with Jeff and other blenders and make a blend and put it out. Like I say, they take a portion off the bottle and give it to them, but it makes some beautiful bottles. So guys, how would you rate our tasting here? Decent?
You know what? I think it was
Yeah.
very good.
You
It was
got a
very
lot
good.
to choose from.
Yes.
That's great. A lot of places give you 3 and send you on your way. So